and I go to school full time. So
Oh, it's tough. What school do you go to?
I'm doing for medical coding right now. So it's like called Ben Foster. So I'm studying for medical coding to get my
Up in
certification.
up in Dallas?
Well, it's a remote. It's like an online school. Ben Foster. It's online. So they got a bunch of different certifications if you want to do like a remote job type of thing. So yeah, that's what I'm doing because I was trying to figure out like what remote job can I do so I can live outside the United States. And then I'm not good with IT stuff. So I was just like, man, let me just, I'm in the medical field right now. So I was like, man, let me see if they have something remote medically. And then medical coding came up. I was like, oh, close enough. I'll take it. So,
And if you can do that, I mean, that's what I recommend for everyone. I moved away from I don't get me wrong, man. I love the US. I served my country too, but like it's not worth it financially. Like used to be you got your dollar's worth in the United States, and it's not that way anymore.
yeah.
So I moved and I haven't looked back and I don't regret it at all. I miss home every once in a while, but I don't regret it.
Yeah. It like food here is good in the States. It's easy to make good money. You can live a good, high quality standard of living, but dating marriage sucks. Like the family courts, the government kind of, say
Yeah.
that BS.
Well,
But
think because it doesn't matter which side of the aisle you're on. If you were on one side, you were happy the last 4 years. Now, if you're on the other side, you're going to be happy this 4 years, but we're never happy all the time. You know what I mean?
yeah, I don't think
And
anybody was happy this 4 years, so I can tell you that much.
even people that don't want to admit it, like everything got more expensive, everything got harder for people of all backgrounds.
Yeah,
It's just so much has gone down the tubes, and there's a lot of reasons for it, but you know, I don't know where it's going to go. I hope it goes in a better direction. And I still go back and I visit because I go to San Antonio a lot.
yeah. I live in Dallas over here, but I got some family in San Antonio. Shoot, man.
Nice.
But yeah, this is Darius from Down on the TV. Welcome to the channel. So I'm with Army Guy Travels. This guy, he's been everywhere. So I follow. The first video I started following about you was your Colombian videos because I was looking to go to Colombia, specifically Bogota, because Medellin, it's too many tourists. So I was like, okay, let me try something different. And then I came across your channel. So, but tell us about
The
yourself.
regular the regular channel or the Columbia channel?
I don't know. I think it was probably the regular channel. Honestly,
Okay.
I think it was the regular
Cool.
one.
Because a lot of the good stuff's on the Columbia channel. That one's also monetized.
But you're not in Colombia
So
no more, so now you don't really post on there.
I'm thinking about doing rage bait shit. Like about the scopolamine stuff whenever someone gets got, like dating. But I'm gonna wreck like any Colombians that like the channel. That shit's gonna be gone, but it could keep the channel going, and I can do that from anywhere. Um, but yeah, guys. So I'm Army Guy Travels. Retired from the military. Now I live abroad. I'm trying to go to every country in the world in
Mm,
10 years. Every country in the world will happen, but 10 years is probably not going to happen, just because certain conflicts, certain visas are harder for the U.S. Certain
hmm.
countries have, like, one country shut us out, like we can't go. Nobody really wants to go there, but I kind of do. North Korea.
Mm.
Um,
Good
but
luck.
yeah, so I'm actually going to a civil war country in like 3 weeks.
Somalia, where?
So I'm going to Myanmar in the third week of January. I'm going to Tokyo for like 6 days coming up. One of my subscribers who also subscribes to Razor Rays and a lot of those guys, um, he was like, "Dude, I'm going to Japan. You want to pop through?" And I'm like, "Let's go." So we're gonna do Japan and Myanmar next month.
Hey, man, you got it going on.
Yeah, and I'm in Vietnam.
Oh well, Yeah, tell us about that because it seems like your content, like you seem very like energetic and happy with you being in Vietnam versus when you were in Colombia when you were doing live streams.
Yeah, I think when I was doing the live streams, I think I stayed in Colombia too long. It's the problem.
Hmm.
When you move to these countries, you really can't have high expectations. You kind of have to go with no expectation and then just kind of temper it from there. Because I think if you are like, okay, I'm going to this country and this is going to be my home forever, you're going to fall on your face. You're going to get miserable. I had a lot of fun my first year. My second year, things started to go bad. And then the third year, I was just miserable, you know? And it showed it. It showed in my live streams. I wasn't happy. I'm sure my actual videos didn't look that great either, like energetic wise. I've always been happy in Asia. Um, I love it out here. Um, Thailand, here, Philippines. Philippines kind of dangerous, but I still like it.
Philippines, dang,
Lao, Cambodia. Yeah. Oh yeah, man. That's
I never
like
hear anybody getting got over there.
Manila. Manila is like a top 25 most dangerous city in the world.
Really? No one's
Yeah.
never said that. Everybody's like it's safe, women cute, all that.
The women are gorgeous. The food's great. If you go to the center islands like Visayas, that's that region in the middle, really nice and it's safe. The problem is you went from having a president that like used to like this to drug dealers and drug
Mm,
users.
yeah.
And then the new president came and you had that one guy for like 2 terms, and then
Hmm.
you have the new leadership that's just super left and letting everybody do whatever they want. So it kind of just was like, okay, we've got everybody under control now. And then it's like
Dang.
the funny part about Philippines is the president is the son of Imelda Marcos, the president that had all the shoes back in the day. And
Yeah.
the vice president is the daughter of the last president,
Man,
Duterte. So
nepotistic. I see.
but she ugly too, man. She's so ugly.
Man, they keeping all the power in the family, man. You gotta spread the power, man. You can't just keep it to one family.
Pacquiao was supposed to be running, but yeah, I mean, the problem is there's just a lot of robbery. There's a lot of robbery and assaults and thefts out there. Not really to us as foreigners,
Hmm.
but like here, if I have my phone out, like maybe a moto, like it happens everywhere in the world, but other than that, like you're never gonna get robbed here. You're never gonna get stuck up.
Hmm.
Like nobody's ever gonna pull a knife or a gun on you. That's never gonna happen in Vietnam ever. You're in a crowd, maybe they pick your pocket. You have your phone out near the road, maybe a moto takes it, but dude, it is so freaking safe here. Like even more than like Thailand's really safe too, but like things still happen a little bit in Thailand. Dude, it's so safe here. Literally, I was shit faced last night. I'm just walking out there, my
Can't do that
phone
in
out, like
Colombia, huh?
nothing. Because nothing's gonna happen.
Oh man, so you can't do that in Colombia. Get shit faced and walk around.
Dude, you can't even walk sober after dark. Like like Bogota. Okay, look, the thing I like about it, everyone says, "Oh, America's so dangerous," but let's put it into perspective, right? When you live in a rich neighborhood, nobody's ripping and robbing and shooting and knifing people up.
Exactly.
You're paying for that safety, that high level of living, that safety and security.
Hmm.
So you kind of expect when you're spending like Strata 6 money in Colombia, where, okay, I can walk out and have my phone out during the day at noon and nothing will happen. And then you see some guy with his phone out like this, looking like this. And next thing you know, some moto pulls up and they pull a knife on him at noon in a rich neighborhood in Bogota. Like,
Man, that's
you
crazy.
know, it's everything's fine until it isn't in Colombia. And I think that unknown, always looking over your shoulder is where you have the problem.
Oh, okay, yeah. And it seems like the women are the most dangerous aspect because you'll let your guard down on a pretty woman and let them in your house. So that's like the most dangerous aspect of it.
Dude, I got interviewed by Ulysses Traveler. Have you heard of him?
Mm-mm.
So he's a guy out of San Antonio. He lives in San Antonio, and he's on a lot of Razor stuff. but he interviewed me about my scopolamine situation. I didn't get scoped, but a bitch tried. She almost got me, man.
Man,
This close. And it wasn't a pro. It was a regular girl.
what?
Third date, dude. The Asian guy that got it in Medellin, the
Yeah,
influencer,
yeah.
same thing with him. Regular girl, not a pro, girlfriend, like going on dates, regular dates, a regular girl.
Dang.
And I think what happens is, okay, they've gone on a couple dates and they start telling people in their neighborhood because there's always a dude behind this stuff, right?
Hmm.
So what they'll do is um they'll start, oh, I got a gringo, and then they're like, oh, have you been to his place? What's it like? And then they start talking about it a little bit, and next thing you know, you've got like, um, you know, they're saying, well, you know what, maybe you should see what all valuables he has. Where does he leave stuff? Next thing you know, third or fourth date, that girl's gonna try to scopolamine you. And like, I think that was not the reason I left, but like one of the reasons I left is because I can never let my guard down with a female there. Like, and
Hmm.
that makes it not fun. That makes it like dating is not going to be a good experience because it could be a regular girl and you could lose your life, and that's not worth it to me. Like, so, um, yeah, I mean, I just third date, we're watching a movie on the couch. My computer dings off. I look over, and when I look back, she's dousing my drink, man.
That's crazy,
Like,
man.
I swooped her up by the neck, took her out on the on the patio on the terrace, hung her off
Dang.
the edge, and I was like, "Should I drop you, or are you going to leave without a problem?" Then I walked her ass out the front door, took her ID, gave it to my cop friend, you know, and like let him take care of it because he's a friend, so I knew he would do his job
Why are
without
these?
asking for money. So
My question is, why are these chicks doing this? Like, just trying to scope guys and all this stuff. Like what's the most?
the payoff is big because think about this: if if you just knock out, right? They give you some type of substance and you knock out. They can only get what they can take. Like they can take whatever's in vision, take your money, whatever, take your credit cards.
Hmm.
Um, if you do scopolamine, you're wide awake, and you do like basically. If I scoped you, I would be like, Darius, let's go onto your computer right now and let's transfer all your crypto from your
Mm.
wallet. Hey, let's go on your bank accounts. Can you open it up real quick? Let's send it all to this account. And you know what you would say? Sounds like a great idea, Justin. That
Oh
sounds like an
hell
amazing idea.
no.
That's what So think about it, man. I mean, most men that are traveling have money, and maybe they're not wealthy, but they got money.
Yeah.
And if before maybe they can you take my ATM card to the bank, you're going to get $500 on that account before it stops, right? But if you go on the bank account and you start transferring shit, man, God knows how much we have in the account. So, and then when you wake up, you don't remember anything.
What caused this scopamine thing to be such a big thing where people just are willing to do this to men? Because this didn't happen 10, 20 years ago.
It's believe it or not, it's been happening Colombian on Colombian for a long time
Oh.
because the drug comes from a plant that freely grows in Colombia. It's like a white flower bulb,
Mhm.
and it grows. Like you'll see it, but it just people have to know how to process it. Like I met a girl that was like 21 years old on a plane coming. She was coming from New York. She's a nanny and she was going home for Christmas.
Mhm.
And she's like, yeah, somebody came up to me and said, can I ask me for directions? And when they got close, they swiped her face with the piece of paper and then took her to the bank and like emptied her account out.
Dang.
Like broad daylight in the young girl, like adult, she was probably 18 when it happened. She's 21 when I met her. Like just a regular girl, like a freaking nanny, man. Like, and so Colombians have been getting it. What they're just realizing is that like Dudes are gonna let their guard down. So like for me, whenever I go to Medellin, I have my place that all my electronics are at and my bank cards at. I only carry cash and my backup phone. And then I have like a spot. I just have a spot. Like a spot with nothing in it. Like over near Yaris.
That's crazy.
Do what I
We
do
gotta do
and leave.
that. That's a waste of money. We gotta do that. Like, man, you made me reconsider visiting Colombia. Like, or you can go to Colombia, but you just gotta be on your P's and Q's.
And it's always good to be in a group. Like if you can take a buddy with you, even better. Because they look for low hanging fruit, like the dude by himself, the dude that's drinking too much, the dude that is wearing flashy shit. Like that's usually the guys that get caught are the guys that are wearing a chain.
Hmm.
Um, Everyone's wearing a helmet, and sometimes they wear a mask because of the pollution, right?
Yeah.
So if a dude rolls up on a moto and you've got a chain on and a watch, it could take him 10 seconds to rob you, if that. You're not going to even see anything but his eyes.
Dang, that's crazy. Well, my thing is, well, what about Brazil? Like, how's the danger level in Brazil comparably?
It's bad, but Rio is like a top 3 city in the world for me.
Hmm.
I have a soft spot for Rio, man. I love Rio.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Rio, sorry, go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, I was saying, yeah, it seems like a lot of people like it, like Rio a lot. It's like one of the top tier destinations for everybody.
I think the thing that people like about Rio is it's not just the party vibes, but just the vibes in general, right?
Hmm.
So, like, I was planning on moving to Rio for like 3 to 6 months at one point. Then they were talking about all that visa switch, the changes to the visa, and then I kind of like paused that. But I already knew like I was gonna have to the day I got there, I already was scoping out gyms because like if you're a fat fucker there and you live there, you won't you're not gonna get a girl.
Hmm.
You can be not the best looking guy, but you can't and you can still get a girl down there. But you can't be like a fat fuck
Hmm.
and ugly if you're living there. You can be there visiting and probably clean up because the girls are like, okay, I just broke up with my boyfriend. I just need a fix from a guy and like boom. But like everybody works out, man. It's kind of in their culture. Everybody works out, they're active, they're out, they're at the beach. The men wear tiny ass bikinis at the beach, the women
Oh
wear even
Lord,
less.
dang.
Like no Diddy, right? But like it's it's like it's in the culture, but that kind of like go-getter mentality
Hmm.
of like the way they're out, they're in like I'll give you an example. If you go on a date with a girl in Rio, at the end of the date, if you don't try to kiss her, you won't get a second date.
Oh shoot. Okay. So you can be
You ha-
somewhat very forward there.
they have to that's their culture in Brazil. They've got that Portuguese in your face. It's kind of funny like what I've learned because I've been down there a bunch. Like the girls don't want to be sexualized even though they kind of do it to themselves. They don't want us to treat them like that.
Hmm.
They know they're sexy and they're proud of it, but they don't like want you to sexualize them.
Hmm.
But like I had a girl tell me like I don't want a guy to like approach me in that way, but but if I like him, he's going to get it that first night.
Oh, wait.
And
Hey.
and she's like, but he's got to kiss me like in Brazil, in Rio. It's different in Sao Paulo, but in Rio like if you don't kiss the girl or at least try, if she liked you, you're not getting that second date.
Mm, okay. Dang. So it's the
Like
complete
I
opposite in like in the States. You better not even try to kiss on the first date.
I do.
Shoot, man.
I don't care. I'm not going to be forceful about it when I was in the States, but I always went for the kiss because, like, I mean, I would rather have them say, okay, he was over about it, like over masculine about it, than be like, oh, he went and gave me a side hug.
So do you
Oh,
speak
what?
Portuguese?
No, I don't. And it's
So
tough, man.
Can you clean up in Rio without learning Portuguese?
Yes, but it would help to learn basics. And the basics are like if I was going to move down there, I would have to take class. But like I think you can do the basics like enough to get like to open the door
Hmm.
probably a couple months.
Okay, man, because
So I think you
yeah, I hear Portuguese is hard to learn compared to Spanish.
yeah, Spanish is easier. Um one thing I realized, one thing I like is like it's such a big country, right? It's like two-thirds of the continent.
Hmm.
But like if you go to Rio, Rio's got a mix of like all the different kinds of people from around the country.
Hmm.
So like if you like one kind of woman, they have it. If you like another kind of woman, they have it, right? You like skinny, you like fat, you like chubby, you like slim thick, you like tall, you like short, you like white, you like black, you like any shade of brown in between. They've got it because like the first time I went to Rio and what really hooked me was I was on the beach making a video, the Ipanema video that's in my South America playlist.
Hmm.
And this girl comes up to me and goes, hey, take me for a drink. See, that's another thing. I like it when girls are aggressive. When they want something and they just ask, like, because I'm not even focused on her. I'm focused on making my video, right? And she
Hmm.
came up, she's like, buy me a drink. And I was like, give me 10 minutes. Let me finish what I'm doing. And if you're sitting over there when I come back, we're going to have a whole fun day.
Hmm.
And took her for the drink. Then we went to dinner. Um, then I sent her in an Uber to go get changed. I went and got changed. Then we went out dancing. Then I took her back and smashed. Um, she was probably 5'5", um, like Nigerian dark color, beautiful, with blue eyes like mine and like Asian hair. Crazy the genetic demographic mix that they have down there. Um, did you hear what I said when you were because it disconnected?
Oh yeah, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, like the mix that you're gonna find down there and the women are just is just wild. Like that, like I said, that girl's like 5'5", Nigerian dark with
Mm.
blue eyes and Asian
Mm.
hair.
Mm.
Like you don't find that many places in the world when you have because I asked her, I was like, how'd you get the eyes? And she's like, my dad's Italian.
Ooh
And
wee.
I was like, your mom's probably from Bahia. It's got to be Bahia. Then she goes, yeah, she's from Bahia, Salvador, Bahia.
That's crazy, man. And can you find a wife in Brazil? Because I know Brazilians are known for cheating, not being loyal.
I think you can, but you can't. You got to be really careful how you go about. Um, like you got to stay away. The favelas are fun for me, but I don't. Okay, I'm gonna say something. I've been trying to go against this idea for a long time, but I like poor girls.
Hmm.
But because I grew up poor, and I think that when you go for a poor girl in one of these countries, they appreciate things a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like you take a rich girl out to a nice restaurant, it's eh. You take a girl that's never been like waited on by servers before
Hmm.
and give her that experience and she loves it, right? The problem is that the more and more I do that, you always end up with bad behavior
Hmm.
because they just don't know how to they're in a poverty situation because they saw that from their parents.
Yeah.
And even they might have a good family, but all the shit going on around them that keeps people in that scenario, and that's going to come into your relationship. And then you've also got lack of education. Then you're also probably not going to have the language, right?
Yeah.
Like guys that go to Colombia and don't learn Spanish or at least attempt, you're going to fail. You have to learn Spanish. Do you need it to get laid? No. Do you need it to get married? Yes.
Yeah. And then you can pay for her to learn English if you commit it to her as well.
Absolutely. And in Colombia and countries like Brazil, if they learn English, that opens up job opportunities. I'm
Hmm.
45 years old. If I'm dating a 23-year-old, she's going to die 20 years after I do. She might need to still be working, right? So if I
Hmm.
can teach her English, get her some skills, then she can take care of herself when I'm gone.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, I think you can. I just think you have to be really strict about your criteria. Like,
Exactly.
I try. I don't like I said. I hate. I've never. I kind of like changed my mind on that. But like, I always was like, I'm never going to judge a girl for her background. I'm never going to judge a girl for her socioeconomic status. But there are downsides to going after women and that don't have an education, that don't have the language, don't have skills. Um, and then there's a hunger of okay, those girls are not thinking about like if I'm a good girlfriend to this guy, he's going to marry me and I'm never going to have to worry again. They're thinking about eating tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, and it's that like survival mentality. And I think guys forget that. They go for the low hanging fruit because they're hot, but they're poor.
Hmm.
But those girls come with some bad behavior too because they're in survival mode. They're not thinking about being a good girlfriend now so that you can keep them forever. They're thinking about like, am I going to eat tomorrow if he dumps me?
Exactly.
So,
And then the thing
so
about it is can can men get like, so when you're around all those beautiful women in Rio, it seems like it'll be hard for you to want to be loyal to just one woman. Are Brazilian chicks open to you dating with the multiple girlfriend and wives type of thing?
if you have a lot of money, I think you could pull that off.
Hmm.
Um, I'm not going to speak for Brazilian women, but something. How do I say it? Like, if they, for them, it's more economic cheating. I
Hmm.
think a lot of women in America are like that too. When they end up with a rich guy,
Hmm.
if if you go and stick your dick in something, the girl might not care. But if you go spend money on that other woman, that girl's going to care, have a big problem with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I think if you're rich enough, you could probably pull that off. I think if you're just a regular dude, probably not,
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
because
if you
those
have,
girls have all the options, right? Because they're
yeah.
hot.
But then there's limited amount of wealthy men that they can get also too, so it balances out.
But then it goes to that idea of since they're not looking long term, like most of South America does not look long term. If you start making like bringing another girl into the situation, now she's just going to go bang a dude from the favela,
Hmm.
like because she's not thinking, okay, he's taking care of me. He's put me up in an apartment. He's taking care of everything. So what if he goes off? If I don't know about it, it's not hurting me. She's thinking, okay, I'm pissed right now. I'm gonna go hit something or let something hit me, right?
Hmm.
So if you're a regular dude, you may not be able to pull that off,
Oh.
because you're the catch because you got the money, but she's also got every guy in her DM.
Hmm.
So I mean, I don't know if a lot of guys are going to be able to pull that off.
What,
Like Austin Holloman talked about that in one of his videos. Like I don't even think he could do it, and he makes good money. You know,
so my thing is Rio a good starting city for somebody first time traveling? What's a good city to start off for first time traveler who's never traveled
Mm.
before a guy?
Solo travel or with other people.
Solo, solo.
Um, to meet regular girls or P for P because it
Reg,
makes a difference.
regular. No P for P.
Then definitely not Dominican Republic.
Oh yeah, I've been
just
there. I've been
just
there.
just throw that. I lived there for like 90 days. So like, like yeah, just throw that. Just I love DR. I love you, but we're just gonna throw that out the mix right now.
And they take pictures talking about, oh, my refrigerator broke. Oh, da, 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 da. Oh, my kid's sick. Oh God, it annoyed me.
Dude, I know a doctor in Sosua, and he lets the girls come in and lay in a bed, and the girls give him some pesos, and he like gets lines. He doesn't put the needle in, but he tapes it on their arm
Hmm.
and puts a little oxygen thing in,
I
and
love
then
that.
like she's like,
It's
"I'm sick,
crazy,
Daddy.
man.
Please send me money."
I'm like,
Like
I hate when they
the
worship
doctors
money.
are in on it.
It's crazy how they worship money. But then again, because we're American, we never, even if like our homeless are fat in America, so we truly don't know what it means to be so starving and so like survival mode. So I can understand. Like I said, we won't comprehend that because even in America, our lowest people eat good, very good,
Yes.
and there
But I
they
think
they're
also
starving.
they survived before gringos came around. So this whole
Hmm.
idea of like, oh, I'm not going to be able to eat. Bitch, you ate before I arrived.
Hmm.
You just didn't eat as good.
I
Like,
think social media ruined it because now they want a certain lifestyle that other women get because they're exposed to like, wow, people live like this. Okay, I want that too.
but what they need to start looking at is a woman like Beyonce. Jay-Z cheated and she didn't say shit. She shut her mouth and she stayed
Hmm.
because she knows what she has. Like, that's where a lot of the women, like all these women that are hot in America that are doing what they're doing and acting, doing the BS that they do,
Hmm.
and they're like, well, I don't have to put up with it. Well, you're not going to get a rich guy then.
Exactly.
Like, Jay-Z did it, but there's no other Jay-Z's out there. He's a billionaire. Like,
Mhm.
how many every billionaire's married? I think every billionaire man in America is actually married now, I think. Actually, I think they
Pretty,
all are.
pretty much.
Um, so I mean, Dr. Dre was, he's not anymore, but he's still a billionaire. But yeah, like um, I'm not saying women should always like tolerate it, but if you have like if you've got a guy that checks every other box, sometimes you just got to suck it up and like look at like you know
And I
if
think
I were
I think
a hot
polygyny should be somewhat open back up again for the men who have the
yeah,
money. Not let them take all the women. Just maybe limit to like three. Because if you don't cap it, Elon Musk gonna have 1,000 wives and 10,000 concubines. Then we're gonna have a situation where the regular guys can't get no woman. Then they're gonna burn down the system out of spite. So we don't want to have
but
that
he's
kind of.
doing it.
Hmm?
Elon's doing that already.
Oh yeah,
You see how
but
many
it's
kids he's
also
got? How many women?
he got 11, but one of his kids is transgender though. One of his kids transgender.
Yeah. And he's
So
like not dealing with it.
yeah, it is sad because this is one of the deal breakers for me, like the alimony, child support, and then you not having you can't have authority over your family that you're paying for. I think that's kind of silly because if a man is responsible for his family, he should have a say in how their life decisions if it's detrimental to him. So I couldn't. That's why I checked out. I said, "Oh, forget this, man." And then the courts, they in on it because they make money off the child support and alimony because it goes towards their retirement. The judges.
I live I live in countries where women don't get shit.
Hmm. Hmm.
Part I know that's going to sound horrible, but like part of the decision making for each country I choose to have as my base, I go to countries where if a woman ends up having your kid, like I'm going to take care of my kid, but I'm going to do it the way I want. I'm not going to go through a court system and pay
Hmm.
this money the way they want to do it. Like I'm going to take care of my kid. I'm not irresponsible, but
Yeah.
if I have a child with a woman, like I'm going to have the right to say what I want. And I'm going to do exactly like what the soon to be president is talking about. He's trying to use those tariffs to force people into policy decisions.
Hmm.
I want to be able to have that financial leverage where if my ex-wife or ex-girlfriend or baby mama doesn't want to do what she needs to do and act right, I can be all right. Well, I'm just not going to pay you this month, and then I'll make sure I drop things off for my kid, drop all the necessities off, and then when my kid's with me, we're going to do cool stuff. But I'm not gonna I'm not gonna let a woman control it. But I mean, like I said, man, I'm probably not gonna ever get married again. I've already done that, been there, got the T-shirt. But you asked a question. You asked like for a first-time solo traveler.
Yeah.
Rio's good, but you have to move right.
Hmm.
Like people are getting scoped in Lapa now. So if I were you, I would avoid Lapa.
Okay.
Um, it's the big party district, so that sucks. But like, I just wouldn't go out there alone.
Well,
or
don't and
meet up with
don't
other
get
Americans and then
don't
go
get
to
women
Lapa.
out there. Basically, don't get women out there in Lapa. I'm assuming.
Yeah, some did you hear about the rich guy, the black dude from Atlanta that died in Brazil?
Yep, yep. He brought two
He got
girls to the place, and they scoped
yeah,
her.
you got it. And you know what? One of them was Colombian. So how do you think the scope came in? Colombian.
Dang,
Um, QB got it when he was in Ecuador or Peru from a
man,
Colombian.
yeah.
Who else was the other guy that got it down there? Like, and it's always a Colombian girl, and it's
Okay,
like,
so don't
so
date
like
any
when I was in
Colombian women in any country outside of Colombia.
no,
Okay,
no. Um, I would say say Rio. Just don't wear anything flashy. Um, be careful with your belongings. Um, I just think if you move right, Rio is a great spot for a solo traveler, but there are a lot of dangers. You'd have to be careful. Um, a lot of people love Medellin because it's pretty and the weather's always perfect, but
yeah. And the women
the
super cute.
scopolamine is so bad that to me, it's not worth it. I would
Oh,
say go to Cali.
yeah.
Probably not your first country. Go somewhere else first and then go to Cali. Cali can be kind of dangerous, but I love Cali.
Hmm. Yeah.
I think if you stay in two neighborhoods in Cali, you'll never have a problem.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well,
So,
what
are in
places
San Antonio
what places
and
should men go before they die? What places they need to see before they die?
Thailand.
Okay.
Thailand. Thailand. Um, if you really like it, like like something different, something to explore, Vietnam. Um, Morocco. Morocco's up there.
What made you say that?
Albania. Sorry, go ahead.
What made you say Morocco? Hmm.
Um, I think Morocco is one of the prettiest countries in the world, and they have some of the best food in the world
Hmm.
and some of the best looking women in the entire world because they've got like a nice fine mix of sub-Saharan Africa mixed
Hmm.
with Arab world. So you've got like beautiful caramel complexion with like wavy curly hair. Like it's just
Hmm.
the women out there are just phenomenal, man. Like gorgeous. And you're gonna find enough of them there, even though it's a Muslim country where it's not as much of a problem if
Oh,
you're a
okay.
non-Muslim.
Okay.
Like I know a buddy of mine loves it in Egypt, but he's not a Muslim. So he can't even look at the girls. You know what I mean?
Dang.
Like I was in Malaysia, right? I was in Malaysia a couple of weeks ago. One of those videos went viral, but um, it's a Muslim country, man. Like I said, no problem with the religion. I agree with a lot of their tenets, but like, if you're not a Muslim, it's really hard to break into that, you know?
Wait, so you can't date Malaysian chicks? I thought it was a more liberal Muslim country.
No, it is. It's totally liberal, but I mean, it's still like it's going to be hard to break through with the Muslim girls because it's like 60% Muslim there.
Hmm. Dang.
So there's a lot of Hindu and there's also a lot of Chinese.
You know, that is
So
one thing I want to do before I die is to smash an Indian girl. That's the only race I
uh,
haven't been. I need to do that before I die.
go to Trinidad. Go to
Trinidad.
Trinidad. Go to Trinidad.
Really?
Go to Trinidad. I'll tell you why. I've been telling people this for a while, especially black male travelers.
Hmm.
The first question people ask me, and obviously as a white guy, I'm not going to see it the same way, but I can see how people are treated, right? And I can
Hmm.
see if other black people are around. Um, the first question I always get is like, "Hey, how are we treated as black guys, right? Like how do we get treated out there? Because some countries are a little bit more friendly than others, right?
Hmm.
Ukraine, I think black dudes could go clean the fuck up in Ukraine. Bad females, and they don't care. They don't care about color, so like Ukraine would be an option. But if you want, like Trinidad is unique because half of their population is Afro Caribbean, the
Hmm.
other half is West Indies. They're Indian. What makes the Trini Indian girls different is there, you know how like a lot of Indian girls are kind of like laid back and kind of timid and
Hmm.
like nerdy, right?
Yeah.
Not Trini girls, not Trini Indian girls. Trini Indian girls are Indian with that vibe and like they've got that swag of a Caribbean person.
Oh, okay.
So so yeah, I mean, I hooked up with two Indian girls out in Trinidad. Awesome. Awesome experience.
Have you ever been
Like
to India?
India, yeah, I've been to India, but not for YouTube. Long time ago, before I started YouTube.
Dang. Did you pull any Indian chicks in India?
No, I was working some government work at the time, so I couldn't really. Um, I didn't get to do a lot because I was there in a work capacity.
Oh, okay. I understand.
So, but I'm going back soon. Like I said, I'm going to Myanmar, which is on the border with India.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
going. I'm going there. Like, and they have a lot of Indian people there too.
Okay, shoot. Yeah, that's one like because the Indian girls in Texas they look good. They're very well educated, but they're still feminine. That's the crazy part. Like, you know
Yep.
how women when they become doctors or something like that, they become very arrogant, but the Indian women, no, they're still humble, very sweet. I was like, man, that's the only race of woman I would marry in the States and not worry about divorce.
I met one last night here. Um, I had been out all day. I was like, I met this dude at a gringo bar over near the lady bars, and
Hmm.
then like he's like, I just got here. Can you show me around? So we went down to Bouvier Street. We're kind of kicking it, and then it was so loud that he's like, dude, is there like a quieter bar like we could just like? And we met up with another dude from Austria. We are all just kind of drinking and talking to girls. Well, this Indian family comes in,
Hmm.
mom, dad, brother, and daughter. Mom was actually cool. Like dad didn't say shit. Mom was loud, which is not the norm.
Hmm.
Um, and brother came in was mad because somebody sold him paprika. So I guided him in the right direction to fix that problem.
Okay.
Um, but then like the sister, I'm talking to her. She's from India, from Kerala in the south, which I like that area because I like dark complected women. So and that area is like all dark. Um,
Cool.
but she grew up in New York City. They sent her away to a boarding school, and then she went to Parsons, which is like what 100 grand a year for education.
Dang. Where is that located at?
What's up?
Where is that located at?
New York City.
Oh,
It's a performing arts school for design, dance, all that stuff. But
so she must have been
that
in good
girl,
shape.
like, she's loaded. That family's loaded. So, but yeah, gorgeous, 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 but super feminist. So
Oh man,
yeah, well, she grew up in New York, so
gracious man, the corruption. But what happened after that?
yes.
When you started talking to her.
Uh, Mom ended up wanting to leave, so they ended up leaving. But I got her Instagram, so that's cool. Um, then we went. The one guy left from Romania. The Austrian guy and I went across to the reggae bar. Went upstairs. Dude,
Hmm.
they got oxtails and everything over here. The Jamaican guy gets everything and makes it, and then they got everything up there. Everything. We'll just say that. So um, I end up leaving at like when I texted you this morning. It was like 7 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Man, bro, you never sleep, man. Like Vietnam, seem like it seemed like Vietnam and Thailand are places you never they never sleep. Man, I
No.
don't see how you do it, bro.
Dude, I was out with Flip Flop and Paradise Life out in Thailand like 2 months ago, and like a couple people fell out, and then Flip and I went out, saw the ping pong show. That was traumatic. And then like we didn't get into like 5 or 6 in the morning every day. Then we get back up at like 9, go get breakfast, and then like we're at a bar at like 10 or 11.
Man, I don't know how you do it, bro. I'll be dead tired by 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, man. You got energy, man.
Always.
Man, so is Southeast Asia better than Latin America, pound for pound,
Yes.
overall?
If you're looking for something more like actually, yeah, I would say so because you've got the safety factor that you don't have in Latin America.
Hmm.
You have you have the option of three things of P for P,
Hmm.
just hooking up with a regular girl, or actually finding a girlfriend to become a wife. Like you can have all three.
Okay.
Like you can have the if you just want to pay for it and that's the type of person you are, like you can do that. If you want to date a woman, but just like for fun, you can do that. If you want to find a girlfriend or a wife, you can do that. And you don't have to worry about getting drugged or robbed or like any of that stuff out here. But like in Latin America, most not all places, but a lot of places, it's definitely like it can be an issue. And I also think the dating is toxic in Latin America.
Mm.
Um, the dating is really, really toxic. I think that was why, like, when I was doing my live streams, I seemed pretty bitter. I know I did
Yeah.
because I was just getting tired of the bullshit. Every time you meet a nice girl, you start dating her, and there's always some like they self sabotage in Latin America. I feel like with dating. So like you'll get a girl and things will be going great and she'll do some stupid shit just to test you as a test. Instead of just letting a natural argument happen whenever it does, they'll manufacture something just to see, well, I want to see what it's like if I piss him off. And I'm like, why would you do that? Like that's such a that's Colombia. And I asked my buddy about it. He's one of these guys, you know.
Hmm.
Um and he said, "No, I'm gay and I do it. Like I do it." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah,
Man.
if I like a guy, I cause some drama just to see how he responds. Like, why? He's like, it's not just girls, guys do it too. I'm like, it's
Man.
freaking weird. If it's good, let it be good. Have a great time.
Exactly. Ex-
So, I mean, down here they're punctual, they show up on time. Um, they think about like, am I if I do this stupid shit, is it gonna affect my family name? And that's important. You need a
Exactly.
woman that thinks before she acts.
Ooh, yeah. That's crazy, man. That like the I'm not really attracted to like the Southeast Asians, but man, I get with an Indian chick, man. That's the only thing I'll be like, because they still
Dude,
got
in Bangkok,
curves, they got ass, they got titties, like they feminine, like ooh man, boy.
the the girl, there's a lot of Indian in Bangkok. Like if you wanted if you because you really it'd be tough to live in India, man. The cultural differences, the cleanliness, like India, the scams. I love India so much. I can't wait. I'm gonna go spend a couple months there, like in a year or two. But like,
I'll go to
um,
Malaysia instead then, since it's like clean and modern, and just try to pull some an Indian chick over there then.
oh, in Bangkok, yeah. I mean, here it's the cleanly. Okay, look, I love Vietnam, but man, it's not clean at all here. Like
Oh, really?
that's that's gonna be the one knock. It's way cleaner in Bangkok, in Thailand, but like it's you got to get used to. There's cleanliness issues you're gonna have to get used to here, like in Vietnam. I think it's my only critique, honestly.
Well, question. I got a question for you. Can you pull models in Brazil or Colombia? Can you pull models? That being
Yeah,
the
I've done that.
yes, you can.
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah, like regular ones, not ones you're paying for too. Like, I mean, you're gonna have to take them on dates and spend money, but
Yeah.
it's doable. Yeah, like the girl. I'll send you her picture when we get off here.
Hmm.
Like, you'll actually, I'll send you now. I want to see your response, and
You
we'll
send it through
see what you think.
Insta.
This girl, step out of this vehicle. I dated her for a while.
You gonna send it through
Uh,
Insta?
I'm just gonna send you. Are you on your phone right now?
Yeah, yeah. I can find it. Yeah, yeah. I got it.
All right, hold on a second. Because I don't. Hold on one second. Where's she at? Uh, Gotta find her on TikTok. But yeah, I mean, she was fire. It was yeah. She's from Cali though. I love the Cali vibe, man.
Hmm.
Another place, if people are wanting to like try something different,
Hmm.
go to Quibdó Choco.
That's in Colombia.
Yeah, it's on the Pacific coast. That's that area they call Black Columbia. I went down there, freaking awesome, dude. Um, yeah, uh, I had a really good time out there. That place, and they have a festival. It's already over. It's called Sempacho. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured like, man, instead of doing Tinder, go to like a modeling expose or something like that, and then just try to proposition one of the models like, hey, let's go out, let's go date, and then go from there.
Where the fuck is she at? Hold on, let me see. Let me go to my um. Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, Tinder is what's going to get you in trouble in Colombia, man.
Yeah.
Tinder is where Oh my God, did she delete her Insta? Did she delete her TikTok? Oh, she did. What? I'll have to see if I have some photos backed up somewhere. I'll show you later. But yeah, she was probably a 9.5, maybe a 10,
Hmm.
depending. Um,
But yeah,
but yeah, like
I'm thinking about like doing
um,
that. Go instead of using Tinder, just go to like them exposes, those little modeling shows, and just shoot, just proposition one of the models, like shoot to date.
that's gonna be expensive though.
How much you think?
To be honest, just go to a place where all the locals hang out and meet girls.
Hmm.
That's really the way that everyone else does it. Like, well, Colombians do it through referral. Like, they'll be like, "Oh, I've got this friend, and he's got a sister." Or like, people meet through each other in Colombia. That's the normal way. But like, if you're not going to know anyone, so go and hang out. Go near the colleges because
Hmm.
all the kids go hang out like after college, after class, and they're like hanging out at these bars, drinking. Um,
I'm
there's
I'm I'm
parks. There's a lot of
I'm
parks in
really
Bogota.
I'm
I
really
can tell you
leaning
all the spots you need to go to. I mean, Bogota is my like that's my city. I know everything about Bogota.
I'm really leaning more towards Brazil because it's such a huge country, and like I like how they're more open and forward, and they're a little more trustworthy. So I'm like, man, like. But the thing is, I realize when I get if I get a digital nomad visa, if you stay there longer than 6 months, you getting double taxed. I never heard of that before. That you get
How are you getting?
because one if you stay longer than 184 days, you're tax eligible. So then they tax you on your American income.
Yeah, but you don't get taxed in the states though.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be working for a regular company in the states, so I'll still get taxed normally, but I'll just be
Yeah,
living abroad.
that don't stay more than 6 months. Go for 5.5 and then leave the country and come back.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how. Like, I mean, there's got to be a way around it. There's got to be a way around that because there's a laws in the U.S. That if you're out of the country a certain percentage of the year, you're non-taxed up to I think 125,
Oh.
something like that.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't gonna tell my employer that I'm out of the country though. That's the thing. I'm kind of I'm kind of just sneaking out.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, then you might have an issue because yeah. But how do they know what you're making with the digital nomad visa?
Well, I think you
Oh, it's
gotta
going to be there.
I think you gotta post your like monthly income or something like that to be eligible for it. And then I
Okay.
think
It probably won't be a lot though. Probably
in
won't be a lot.
Brazil though they want to tax you every month instead of the end of the year because they know people gonna pop smoking ghosts. So
Yeah.
it's a little weird. I'm like, bro, why y'all want to double tax me? Like, I'm providing more benefits to your small and medium businesses. Like, there's more benefit than just trying to tax me, man.
You know what I would do?
What?
Don't go for 5.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
Then go to Guadalajara, Mexico.
Mm-hmm. I've been there.
If you're trying,
I've been in Guadalajara. It's a cool place. Beautiful women. It's fun.
I lived there for a year. I fucking love that place.
Yeah, it's very fun. Like it's probably one of my favorite cities in Mexico, Guadalajara, for sure. It's
I
beautiful
think
too.
that state has some of the hottest women. Like, they
Hmm.
probably. Well, I think Jalisco, the women in Jalisco are hotter than every other state in Mexico.
Hmm. I agree, but the only thing is, man, I went partying with a group of locals and stuff, and he lived in this nice ass neighborhood, man. They had like military police like posted up at the end of each street. That's how nice it was. Man, they tried to extort us, man. But because he lived there, he told them, "Man, I live here, man. Get the hell up out of here." But that's the only thing I don't like is the cops can't extort you, and then, like I said, you don't have no rights, so you got to pay them. But luckily, I was with him, so they didn't have to. He called them on their bluff. But I'll say that was a little bit scary. I ain't gonna lie, because you got all these guys suited up, military, machine guns on top of the truck. That shit was scary. I ain't gonna hold you.
Dude, I remember I moved my ex-wife. She was living in Guadalajara, and I moved her to the border so I could come see her on the like come down see her on the weekend, stuff like that. And I normally would go through Piedras Negras, like Eagle Pass into to PR. But one week I was like, I'm gonna go get us dinner. So I went to Del Rio and crossed over at Acuna. And I remember driving over the border, and my ex, she's like, "What is taking you so long?" Blah blah blah. I was like, "I went to I crossed at Acuna this time because I went to the Air Force Base and got Rudy's barbecue because she never had barbecue like Texas barbecue, and like cream corn and all that. So I picked some up, and then I was driving through, and she goes, "No, no, no, don't come in that way." I was like, "I'm already in. I'm in downtown Acuna," and she sends me a photo of what had just happened that day. And I just turned my camera around and I was like, because I had already seen it. Like the dudes were just like chopped up and laid out all over the ground. And I'm just like, I just turned my camera and I like showed her. I was like, yeah, it's right there. What's the problem? Like the north border is I wouldn't recommend living, but like Guadalajara, even though the cartel's there, you never see them.
Yeah, you
You
don't.
got to be doing the you got to be doing the wrong thing, messing like with drugs and stuff like that for
Yeah,
you to come into that.
yeah,
I think if you avoid certain types of things, you will never even they don't want to mess with you
yeah. Because it caused a lot of international tension that they don't want as well.
pretty much.
I mean, like my only thing too is like in Mexico, they're very relationship heavy, which is a good thing, and they're very loyal. But my thing is, at this stage in my life, when I'm gonna just start traveling, I really don't want to be locked down with no chick, man. I want the girlfriend experience, but I don't want to be locked down in a serious relationship. I want to have fun. We date, but then I move on in life because I like. There's so many things I want to see. I want to go to Japan. I want to go to Ecuador to go to Guapalos Islands. I want to go to Peru for Machu Picchu. I want to go to all these places. I want to do it by myself first. So I want to wait
Yeah,
until like close to my 40s to marry and have kids, man. Because I'm 33 now. I just
that's smart.
yeah, I don't. I want to take this time, this opportunity. I don't want to rush for a chick because I can always get a chick, later.
Yep.
You know,
Dude, Peru's awesome. You're gonna love Peru. I have
yeah.
an
First
ex
place.
girlfriend from Peru.
Yeah, that's the first place I'm going first, Peru, and then I'll probably go to like Argentina and then Brazil, and then Colombia last, probably.
Go to Chile.
Chile,
Go to Chile.
Chile. Okay, what's in Chile?
Uh, Freaking awesome. So Chile, Chile. I went this year. Chile is the only country. in South America that doesn't require a visa for their citizens to go to the US.
Mm, mm,
They don't even have to do they don't even have to do an e-visa. They just show up,
mm.
and I think they get like 6 months out of the year. The
Dang,
only country in South America is Chile.
dang. So is it well developed? Is
Yeah, oh, big time. Dude, it's awesome. I went down there with some Nigerian, like a group of Nigerians. We
hmm
had a fucking blast, man. When I mean a blast,
Are
my
the women
buddy ended up
super
not
hot?
leaving. He stayed there for a month.
Is
He
the
was
women
going to be there a week. He just said, "Fuck it, I'm a nomad. I'm just going to stay here for a month." And then his other buddy Kema was like, "I'll do the same thing."
are the women
Like
super hot in
they
Chile?
just stayed. What's up?
Are they super hot in Chile?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you gotta like they've got kind of a look. They look like they have their own look. Because you got to remember, Chile and Argentina, the girls are very white.
Yeah,
Like they're very like fair complected. So you're gonna find some mix too, because there's a lot of Peruvians that live in Chile,
yeah.
and then the two big immigrant groups there are the Venezuelans are there a lot, obviously, and then Haitian.
Mm,
They have a shit ton of Haitians down in Chile in Santiago.
dang. Okay.
Like when Ace went down there to make videos because he's of Haitian descent.
hmm
He's an American guy, but Ace Live he's from his parents are from Haiti, so
hmm
um, he went down there and just made a bunch of content. Got on the news. They loved him down there, but
Mm.
um, yeah, the Haitians are really nice down there.
So,
Um,
so that they got Haitians and Venezuelans. How are the Venezuelans?
so every Uber driver you're gonna have is gonna be a Venezuelan. So while they're waiting for their paperwork, they're only allowed to drive Uber. That's the only job they're allowed to do.
Dang.
But what that also means, they have to have money to have a car.
Yes.
So you're not getting like poor bottom of the barrel Venezuelans. You're getting people like they're not wealthy, but they got enough to have a car.
Okay. Okay.
And most of them that I met spoke English. Now they do have the TDA gang there. The big one from Venezuela is it's down there, but it's in like one section of Santiago. So you do kind of have to be careful in certain places, but like in Centro,
A
to be
black guy,
careful in Centro.
a black guy died in Santiago, Chile. I hear
What happened?
some black guy, some lawyer black guy had died in Santiago, Chile.
Oh, was that from that gang thing with Trindiagua, Aragua, or whatever?
I don't know. He
He
was
got
like
kidnapped.
I don't know if he got kidnapped. I know he was recording or something, and he ended up dying or something like that. I didn't get to look at it in detail. But yeah, some guy from Atlanta. He was a lawyer. He was traveling in Santiago, and got killed in there in Chile.
The millionaire, right?
No, he's not. I don't think he wasn't a millionaire. I think he was just like a regular lawyer guy from Atlanta.
Huh. That's crazy.
Yeah, he was like recording and stuff. I guess that caught the wrong attention because he was recording on his camera, and then they end up killing him.
Dude, I recorded in like some rough spots out there.
I guess he unlucky. But generally, Santiago is very safe, though, right?
Yes. Yeah. And dude, the food is phenomenal there. They have so much good food.
See,
And the
now,
nightlife.
now you want me to change my itinerary. So now I might have to add Santiago, Chile. And you said the women are very attractive, similar to Argentina. So they're very white and cute and stuff. And they
Yeah,
can.
because they're basically the same region of the country. And so like the president of Chile
hmm
is Croatian.
That's interesting. That's
So
crazy.
they've got like down in Punta Arenas, which is the furthest part south, and then all the way in the north, um, up near like Atacama Desert, they had like 500,000 Croatians living in Chile. So you've got that mix of like European, like Eastern European white, mixed in with Spanish, mixed in with indigenous, and that's Chile. And then you've got in Peru, in Argentina, you've got a lot of Italian, a lot of Jewish, a lot of Croat, Serbian. mixed in with Spanish.
Is Santiago very expensive, or can you go there and have fun on a
It's
budget?
not it's not cheap, but it's still way cheaper than the States.
Okay, okay,
But like
yeah.
what's crazy that I noticed is we were out a lot. Like we went out to nightclubs and you know how Niger have you ever partied with Nigerians?
Mm-mm. Oh yeah, yeah, yes, yes, I have. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Very flashy.
Yes, and they blow fucking money. They never do regular table. It's always VIP. It's always Moet bottles. So like you were in VIP a lot. And we thought like because in Colombia you buy VIP, it's like $40 and you're
Hmm.
like a king. Girls want to come into VIP.
Really?
Down there, the girls are getting their own VIP and their own bottle.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The girls are doing well. All these girls, you look at their Instagrams, they've been to Paris. They've been because they don't have they don't have their passport strong. So these girls have gone to Paris. They've been to London. They've been to Spain. They've been to the US. So you're getting a different caliber of woman down there.
And then, so basically, they're well off, so you can date them more genuinely. They'll like you as
Yes.
a person than what you can do for them.
But what I did notice is the guys that don't have game won't do well in Chile.
Oh,
So
okay.
you have to be honest. You got to look in the mirror, like, because I know a lot of guys that travel to date. Some of them don't know how to talk to women, and some of them don't know how to dress.
Hmm.
So, I mean, down there, the people dress well. Even the people that don't have money, right? They present themselves well, and like, if you know how to talk to women like this much, I think you'll do well in Chile because I heard a lot of complaints from the Chilean women that they don't really like the options they have with the men. They don't like the men.
Dang.
And they're like, oh, the men are ugly. The men like don't have a lot to offer because they're doing so well that if these guys aren't doing better, they ain't shit in their mind. In the woman's mind.
So
When
then,
women are doing, sorry, go ahead.
no, I was saying, so then you may have to slip over to Argentina where the economy's shitty, where you still get the same quality, but less high standards.
Depends. It's also an emerging economy.
Hmm.
That president's pretty wild, but his policies are improving. Like he's cut inflation like 30%, some
Dang.
crazy amount. So, I mean, the thing I've noticed is you have to, in Argentina and Chile, you're going to have to, like, look at some videos on Argentina. You'll see. Look how the girls are dressed. Look how the men are dressed. You have to know how to dress.
Hmm.
You have to, um, you have to have some game.
Exactly.
Like, I just, those countries, you can't be like, you can see guys out here that, like that dude couldn't pull anything in the States, but
Yeah.
he's got a nice, cute little Vietnamese girl on his arm.
There you,
Like you can look at his looks, you can look at the way he speaks, and you know that he does not know how to talk to women, but he'll do fine out here. He'll
yeah,
do fine in Colombia because he's got cash. Those countries, the women are competitive, so you know,
man. And then, which Latin American country had the best food?
Peru,
Okay.
Peru. I would say Peru, and then um, Suriname and Guyana are number two. Like I know they're two countries, but Suriname and Guyana.
Okay. What's the most underrated city in Latin America?
Fortaleza. Fortaleza is one
Hmm.
in northern Brazil.
Mm.
That's where Philly Dom is now.
Oh, he
Um,
is. That's where he's based off. His home base.
yeah, it's where his base is right now. Um,
What makes it so great?
it's just got a cool vibe, a bohemian vibe. Like it's just cool. It's just underrated. I think
Are the women super hot there?
yes. The only place I didn't think the women were cute were Sao Paulo. The women in Sao Paulo are not cute at all.
I heard it's a lot of white
Um,
Brazilians there. in Sao
There
Paulo.
is. Yeah, it's cold too. It's like 2 hours from the beach.
Mhm.
I went there for NFL Brazil this year when the Eagles played the Packers. I went. Um, where else? Cusco is cool. Like it's a million people. You're gonna have to go there to go to Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
Um, where else? Not La Paz. Um, La Paz was cool, but
Heard the women are
scratch.
busted there.
What'd you say?
I heard the women are busted in Bolivia.
Yeah, like they're very indigenous looking, like they're in Peru, but in Peru, like they're hot. Like my ex-wife is indigenous. I have a thing for that.
Hmm.
Um, but like the women in Bolivia were not all that. Ecuador definitely not. Um, Peru, it's got fire. There's fire everywhere. I took my buddy with me on that trip as like a Christmas present because he took care of me so well in Colombia. And when we got off the plane, he goes, "Bro, they lied to me." And I'm like, "Because he's Colombian." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Dude, they always talk about how ugly Peru girls are." He's like, I see nothing but fire right now. They might be as hot as some of the ones in Colombia." I was like, "I don't know if I go that far, but they are pretty hot." I'm actually going to see him. I'm going to Australia. He lives in Australia now. He got a visa for there because couldn't get a US. So I'm gonna go see him in March down in Australia.
Question:
Shoot some content.
what's the cons of dating a Brazilian or dating in Brazil? What's the cons?
Um, they're so flirty and affectionate, and sometimes they do things that they don't mean, and it like they're gonna kiss all 10 of their male friends by the end of the night, even though you're the boyfriend and you're standing right there.
Hmm. Okay.
That's part of the culture. Like that girl has kissed a couple of dudes tonight that before you kissed her. Like that's weird to me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be okay with I wouldn't be okay with that.
Okay. Okay. That any other
Like
cons?
um depends on if some guys don't like backdoor. So if
Oh,
you don't like backdoor,
oh
you
man.
know where you know where I'm going with that.
Yeah.
The women in Brazil,
So that's true that they all like doing it.
first night I was with that girl with the blue eyes.
Uh huh.
I'm hitting it from behind. She reached back, pulls it out, and threw it right in number two.
Dang.
Like I was like, what just happened?
Oh shit, man, that's crazy.
It's
So
like
that
God
is
bless you.
true.
It did. Oh yeah. Yes.
Dang.
Brazilian butt sex is definitely a fact.
Dang. Okay, okay.
Um, guys, if you go to Brazil, strap up, wear protection
Mhm.
because so many of the women like that activity, and now HIV is on the rise there.
Really?
So protect. Yes, in the straight community. It's a big problem right now in Brazil. So in at first, while you're getting to know the girl, make sure that you use protection because you can end up getting burnt bad.
Okay. Strap up, or get her tested first, and then strap.
That's a hard. I mean, before you start like settling like down with her, yeah, but like tell a girl like, yeah, I need you to get a STD. It sounds responsible and it sounds smart because you're in the medical field. I was in the medical field for a while,
Hmm.
so like, um, it makes sense to us, but they're gonna take that a certain way, man. You know that. You know how women think. Are you calling me dirty?
All
It's
right.
like Filipinos.
Do a lot of chicks? Will they let you hit it raw or something?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
is birth control a
Once
thing
they,
over there?
I don't really know a lot about their medical system. This their the medical system in play down there? Because I
Hmm.
mean, how readily available it is depends on how good their system is.
Yeah.
You know, we have a kid, we can take our daughter to the doctor when she's a teenager and get her the shot, get her on pills.
Yeah.
I mean,
IUD.
in America, we're having people are having their daughters do that just to regulate monthlies, you know? So, like, but I don't think everyone has access to that in a lot of these countries the same way we do in the United States.
Mm-hmm. Dang, that's crazy.
So, I mean, it's possible, but like, and take your own condoms, guys. When you go to Brazil, take your own condoms. You're gonna find when you go to these countries, the quality of condoms is not is ratchet.
Dang.
It's like
Okay.
putting saran wrap on it.
Yeah, I know Skylar said that he had to buy his own from the states and stuff.
Dude, I can't use condoms here. I can't use like Vietnamese condoms.
Oh, well, dang,
Dude, their condoms are like that small.
dang,
Like,
they're not well endowed.
well, no, I mean they're not. It's one of the smallest in the world supposedly, but I'm just saying like they don't really they make they make the accessories for the community at large. So if if you like a certain thing, I suggest you guys bringing them with you.
Oh,
Like
okay.
my buddy like said, "Hey, I'm gonna send a package to your apartment in Bogota," and I was like, "What is it?" And he's like, "Vitamin C packs, like for immune." He sent like a ton of condoms and like something like whey protein or something because he knew he was coming down to Colombia for like 90 days.
Hmm.
So he just shipped it to my Amazon.
Well, shoot, man, I'm have to. I need to get ready to do laundry and eat, man. So, man, thank you so much for coming by. We're gonna have to do this again. Hopefully, I can see you sometime if you come back on the side on the Western Hemisphere. Maybe we can go to
Definitely,
Brazil or something, man. Shoot, I'll buy you lunch or something, man. Buy you some dinner. Shoot, get
dude.
some
Definitely,
steakhouse.
I can show you some cool shit in Rio, man.
Yeah,
I can show you some cool shit in Rio.
yeah. I want to go to this Fortaleza that you're talking about too. I want to hit up there too, man. That'd be cool.
Dude, Fortaleza, Bahia. You could go to Florianopolis.
Man, they got so many. That's why I like Brazil because it's so huge and there's so many options. You can't really get bored. You can't really miss in Brazil.
Nope.
You just got to learn the language. That's probably the biggest hurdle. Learn some Portuguese. So
Just basics,
that's
just
what.
enough to get by.
Oh, okay, just enough to get by. Yeah, I'll definitely do that for sure. Once I'm finished studying medical coding, man, because this stuff is a lot. I'm almost done, but yeah.
When do you graduate?
Well, it's self-paced, so I have 10 modules. I'm on the ninth module, so second to last
Yes.
module, and then so I should be done by early February. And then I take my certification test. Once I pass that, then I'm quitting my job and I'm out. So I'm gonna definitely hit up Peru first because I want to go to Machu Picchu. Then probably go to Argentina because I like the white uh, Latinas. And then I'll probably hit
Yeah.
up Brazil. I'll probably be in Brazil for probably like 3 to 4 months. So definitely
Smart.
want.
You're gonna have a blast. You're gonna have a blast. Like there's so much cool shit to do. Um, before you go, let me talk to QB and because since you had such a good time in Mexico, he likes bringing other bloggers on and travelers that are like pro going to Mexico because that's where he lives now.
Hmm.
You want me to see if we can do a like we'll do a live with on his live one day?
I talk with QB. I got his Instagram and stuff like that. I'll
Yeah.
probably wait a little bit for that interview. But yeah, I already have his information. Everything. Me and him already talked because we got
Yeah,
Instagram.
he's a really good dude.
Yeah, he's the king of Guadalajara for sure.
Yeah, that's why he was like, "Dude, I didn't know you lived there." And I said, "Yeah, I lived there for a year." And he goes, "Dude, come on." And now I know I talked to him the other day. He wants to do like a round two, so we'll do that sometime soon.
Yeah, man. Like
So,
right now, my
but yeah,
content, I'm basically just talking about like female nature, male nature stuff, dating in the States, but I'm gonna switch up the content once I can go overseas and then switch it up to like life. I'm gonna create a vlogging channel too, a second channel. But yeah, I want to switch up the content because once I leave the States, man, man, out of sight, out of mind, man. So, like I said,
yeah, I'll give you some tips. I'll send them on WhatsApp that
mhm.
can kind of help get a push for you, get a push going. Some
Yeah, man.
stuff I've learned.
because I definitely want to be in Brazil, man. I'm gonna have to probably talk to some, probably do a consultation with somebody or something about that tax thing, because I want to stay in Brazil for at least like a year. I want to stay for like a year just to
There's a
really.
blogger there's a blogger down there that's really famous, and he does consultations, and they're not expensive at all. They're really cheap, actually. Have
Mhm.
you ever heard of Swedish Gringo?
Yeah, I heard of Swedish Gringo. He the one that got drugged and
He got twice. He got robbed twice
dang, how you get dropped twice?
because he's out, man. See, I think what people also don't realize, like, if you live more of a quiet life when you live in these countries, nothing's ever gonna happen to you, man. But like, if when you're a content creator and you're out, like I'm out all the time. That's why I got robbed in Bogota. I got robbed in Santa Marta. Like, it happens because you're out, right? Like, I almost got kidnapped. Like when I was doing those Kazuka videos, which are on the Colombia channel, even with my security guard, three guys with machetes came up. If the local mayor of that area didn't come out, it would have been bad. Like, but that's the problem. Like when you're making content,
Where was this
like because
at?
you can't just like make these connections in these countries by going out one time. You got to be out mingling. People got to know who you are. You have to like everybody in certain neighborhoods in Bogota knew who I was because I'm the white I'm army guy, right? Like I'm the only American YouTuber there. I'm the only one that's out filming all the time. Gringo Tuesdays, I did 20 episodes for them. Um, and but you're out, and when you're out, you become it's a risk.
Hmm.
So so I don't judge him on getting robbed because I know what it takes to do what he does, and I'm not even at his level. So um, thing is, he got robbed, and within like a week, people had donated and he got all new equipment, laptop, iPad, everything.
Dang. All right then, man. Well, appreciate you coming out, man. Thank you so much. I love the information. We're gonna have to do this again. Like, hopefully, like I said, man,
Anytime, man.
I gotta, man, if you come to Brazil, I gotta buy you some Brazilian steakhouse food, man. I gotta treat you, man. So,
And if you come out here, I'm about to make blogs in Japan.
hmm,
Like in a week and a half, I'm going to be there,
hmm.
and I'll be live streaming. So look forward to it. But dude, if you decide to come out to Japan when you do that trip, I'll be out here too. So I'll meet up.
All right then, man. Thank you so much, man. Have a good day.
You too, man. Bye.